isn't there, but I mean, we'll see them in action tomorrow. Those two teams in particular. So
that's gonna. We have our grand final right here. Two have earned their positions. We start off with our
in terms of, you know, strong utility like castle barricades, but a bit of a looser setup, and he's dead because he hopped out of the map at the start. So I'm just gonna hand it over to you.
I mean, putting in better performances. Pino's even had some better numbers than we're used to. So they will have their hands full against a Furia team that is banging on all cylinders. They'll trade things back with Pino gunning down Loira with half the round to go. We're at a 4v4.
Not just trying to probe for some more control around the garage position, but given that DS Lucas is on such low HP, he's going to be careful how hard he presses that advantage. It'll be Volps with the next kill. 4v3 acquired for folks. There's going to be a lot of difficulty getting that glass properly activated to like look through an angle, and well, with Wizard getting aggressive like that, seems like NMP still has some fight left in him.
I mean, you're right, looking through an angle. That's a hell of a shot from Wizard. Furia will regain the lead. They gunned down Fantasy much earlier on, and then these teams drawing blows. I believe Furia in a 3v2. And there was good patience from Hates that we saw as he was watching the cross into the bomb site. Had to reposition, as has Basetto. 2 smoke canisters in pocket for Basetto as well, so we can blanket whatever entry point. Hates actually hasn't moved, Lynx. Still holding in the same position, watching over towards stairs and watching over towards garage. Furia all the while will go for a plan in the back of the site. Hates gets down, so Basetto will have to do it all himself. They managed to pull off the plant right in front of Basetto's very eyes, and he will have no choice but to get Hates up. All right, I like what they're cooking here. 30 seconds left on that defuse kit. Volps and Herds are both hurt. It'll allow Basetto to take from upstairs. Just got to make sure they play this clock so effectively. Can't cook the nade, so you just keep it in hand. Nip struggling on this clock. There goes Basetto. Watch from Volps. Good coverage from Furia. Hates back from the dead. He's still got time against the soft wall. He'll attempt it.
Aww.
Boink. Herds will get the final kill. And now a little bit patient on the window. Repel looking into this top floor bomb site.
Oh, I mean, doesn't get more standard of pre-fire than that. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade, though. And all things considered, probably one that these Candelas, but specifically these smokes to get DS activated.
Oh, there goes another one from Furia. Nip, full court press now towards that sky. He gets to watch all of the cameras that Nip has strewn about this map. In particular, those yokai drones. Good patience by Loira as Fantasy gets a bit too aggressive. He's gunned down. There's very limited time with now for this Furia squad to work with. They don't have any hard destructions. They're just going to have to go through what soft destruction has been done using what limited gadgetry they have at their disposal. Candelas to go out, and now Loira will follow in that death mark. Furia sweeping through this site. It's all up to Pino in a 1v3. Things were looking mighty good for Nip. Pino finds one, turns towards the other, but Diaz, who was involved earlier,
To write home about. But to your point, there was a lot of talk that people talk about SAL being the best team in the region, but I think given what we've seen in the finals so far, I mean, at least based off these first 3 rounds, Furia is certainly making a good run at the best in the league title. 2 in a row, and Loira might just have a good angle on the site itself.
Oh.
Cuts Wizard's head clean off inside of the small office, and what do you know? That's the site.
Basetto surviving by a hair, finished off by Herds from above, and now Loira has control. Pino finds himself on an island. Half of the round is still to go. Nip don't want to be too static inside of this map. That's why you see them being really aggressive on the windows. 2 rounds for Fantasy. Hates upstairs was quite aggressive as well, and now it really falls onto these anchor players, because if you don't succeed from those first few outbursts and you trade off, then your anchor players, your support players, on-site players, they're going to be feeling it. Pino felt it in the previous round, in familiar territory, same result, dies at the hands of Furia.
Moving too quickly, because for a brief moment there, as Pino was...
What did I say about bringing cheese?
Well, it smells...
What do you think? How long do you think Fantasy lives for here?
That long.
You are so good at your job.
I really am, you know. Oh! Speaking of good at your
But
job,
what did I say, right? About these solo runs?
I think they're going to treat him the same way.
You're spot on here. By Basetto. Lots of ones on the board. 4 kills from this Nip team. They're sputtering in strategy. They're sputtering on offense. They'll try to waste some time now popping those Goyo canisters. And honestly, with 50 seconds left, you'll be able to slow down the juggernaut that is this Furia offense. But I mean, the only real damage that was done was to the Blackbeard much earlier in the round. You'll have to wait through the flames and the gas, as you've still got those 2 anchor operators buying you more time. This is a full-in execute, though, onto that server. So If you're Pino, you have to rotate. There he goes. He heard that somebody dropped an easy pick, but he's all by himself. Yet again, Pino last alive. 3.
Lacking that immediate way in. NIP can play a bit aggressive in this position. They've got the castle barricade for support. They've got these long angles. Hurt's ready for the cutoff. That's all well and good, but the broader site structure is still not disrupted. That kill, though, that changes things. With checkers now completely gone, Diaz can contemplate and maybe even...
Suppose Basetto won't be using them all in the same direction. Nice read from Diaz. He's been getting these freebies. Links and almost has another now looking over towards Conference. Smoke getting targeted. Diaz has a blind spot to his right, hearing at the last second. Wow. Not a lot of ammo in that Type 89, but you only need a few bullets to kill somebody in this game. Basetto dies at the hands of Herds. Hey, well, he's got his hands full now. There's some smoke to obscure him, but guess what? There's no glass on the board. Instead, he'll just play instinctively through the information he had. No real follow-up, no help whatsoever. Tries to do it all himself. Gets punished for it, and Furia levels the man count with 35 seconds left. Good time for the fire to go out. Basetto refusing to allow Herds in, right into the waiting arms of Hates. He will go. Nip with an advantage, and it will continue to grow. The best look we've seen from Nip this entire first half, and it comes in round 6. Yeehaw. It's all up to Diaz now to clutch out a 1v3. It won't happen. Nip gets
2v1 to just keep the man advantage and secure the rounds.
Way in during these half times that we have, and allows teams
still quite heavily committing to a roam on the middle floor. We've got people roaming around archives and tellers very late into the game. One of them spotted, and you can see that NIP are prepared to pull the pieces away on this specific kind of defense. You've got Pino looking in later in the round. Hates also providing him support. Fancy is the initial gun in the face of it. I mean, you gotta admire the confidence from Furia, but if they were hoping to catch NIP off guard or thought their defenses were evidence of lethargic attacks, well, they made a very sorry mistake. Herds in a 1v4 down below on the site, actively tracked by the Deimos. It should be it. With a super shorty around the corner, maybe finds one. Okay, you'll get Fancy. That's all well and good. But at least for the, well, in Parker, there are 2 of them on low HP.
I was going to say, Basetto just got brought back from the dead. Pino and Basetto are a single bullet away, but they see him before.
Different categories. And if they want to try to replicate some of the successes they had previously, using the Deimos and the Snake to isolate both Volps and Loira on these positions, well, it's actually neither of them. Fancy and then Basetto? I don't even know how Volps got... Did he just swing the window?
I mean, Volps was in this position, and Wizard knew that, right? He was prepped and ready for it, but Volps did not present himself through that rotate in the wall. Nip have completely tripped up. Volps now with 3 kills through this round. What is going on? Still in a very favorable position. Wizard is on a sliver of HP. Volps with a quadra kill at his fingertips. He won't get the ace though, as Loira is on the board, and Loira will actually get both. So a flawless round. Doubling up on the entry, using great tools when they were on attack, be it the shields or the intel or both in conjunction with one another. Oh my goodness, Fantasy! How do you win that engagement? Earth should have walked away with.
I'm completely aware of this. Candela will go out. Basetto finds the next kill as Loira's got a fall, but no, actually escapes into open area. So while Furia are losing bodies progressively, I was gonna say ironic that the main target of the roam has fallen, or has not fallen yet, but he does soon after, and well, Volps and Diaz somehow have to figure a way out of this one.
Both of these round wins for Nip on attack, and I'm going to put this one on the win column because I just do not see a way in which Furia is able to prevail. I mean, maybe they're going to make me look foolish here, but both of them have just been fearless entries by Nip, and then a swiftness that Furia was caught out for. Hold on. Volps making this one winnable. He just needs to survive the blast. He'll do just use them. If you're Diaz at this point, you are running out of time. 15 seconds left on the clock. Nip might wander into their doom. It really does hinge on this Volps flank. Spots the Deimos. Down he goes. This is winnable for Furia. Volps keeping this round intact, and he'll now head for the blue flank. All the while, Diaz closing and trying to give intel. Shut off from the Aurora door, so both of them will now pivot over towards Volps. This is bad. Diaz will have to give him an opening. Spots a sliver of a player on Ninjas in Pajamas, and now Diaz will have to get active. Volps in this position. Got one in server. Oh, almost jiggle peeks him. Diaz takes one down. He just needs to beat Wizard in a 1v1. He might be able to long arm this one. Wizard attempting to shake him off. Diaz now finally frees himself from the defuse kit. Wizard in a position where out comes the jump, and Diaz gets the job done. Oh my God! Making me look foolish. Nip should have won that round, but Furia
retreat back into server, and unfortunately the Chunk is able to do it. Unfortunately for NIP, that is, because Furia were incredibly happy with that result. That is Volps. You're saying it feels illegal. I don't want to quote Pig Pantherus in the middle of the night, but I will say it does indeed feel illegal the way that things went down for Furia.
I think to me, what's
Go ahead, buddy.
Of course, I'm just kidding. Let's kick off this second map. I suppose. First kill, still something we're searching for. Halfway through round number 1, and a nitro cell expended by Herds will not find its target. Volps's does though. Basetto down for the count. To his credit, Herds had done some damage beforehand, so it was a joint effort, and now a swing by Volps. Sensational in the previous map. He still started things off well here, but not enough, as now it's a 4v4 with a minute to go. Player will trade that one right back. Advantage swings in favor of Furia, and it will continue to grow, Lynx.
They've got such a good just matrix and trading setup right here. You'd be hard-pressed to find an NIP advantage that is, like, realistically achievable. NIP are doing a good job fighting back, don't get me wrong. But because Furia fell back so quickly, the moment that players like Hate started walking in, they were always going to have to deal with players just around the corner who could refrag or walking or hopping straight into a crossfire. It's not unwinnable, though. Wizard still has 2 sets of Bs to find any information on these players tucked on the inside of doorways. Diaz is playing a bit with his life right now, and he's got to be careful he doesn't step too far because Pino is ready for it. Ooh, that's a big moment. Loira trying to catch him on the off angle. Pino doesn't commit, ends up getting the information, and now it's a 2v2. It's only 15 seconds, but maybe they can find something.
I mean, hey, we've seen crazier things already. A 1v1. Diffuser needs to get planted. Wizard finally grabs it. Diaz now in the home run position. You just need to wait that timer out. Go, 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 go. Past the point of no return. Clock will give it to Furia. Excellently played by
Blackbeard. All of Boxera's utility used within the first minute, 20 seconds of the round. That could be big for the attack later. Fan's able to get the initial pick, though. Traded. So neither clear advantage. Oh! Boxera missing 2 opportunities right now, and it's traded soon after. All right, well, Fortress certainly is not over because that was on the second floor. You can see this right here. Doesn't get misdroned. They're ready for it. I mean, they're doing everything right, Parker.
Yeah, Nip's not making any mistakes here whatsoever. Nothing for anybody on Furia to exploit. Diaz now is the last man standing. Does have a shot with how low on HP both Wizard and Basetto are, but drone work has been so good for Nip through the closing moments of this round. They will use it effectively. Is Nip going to function without that intel?
Well, they have to acquire more. The network either grows or it dies with that Dokkaebi call. Fancy almost loses life in the process, but will finally hunt down Loira. Another one could go their way. Volps around the corner, tangling with, I believe it's the ace of Basetto. I was about to say, needs to get aggressive in the 3v4. You can't get passive in a position like this, especially with 2 attackers, as we know, on low HP. This could easily be a 2v2 if NIP are not careful. In a triple crossfire, Volp's got to find his way out, but with the flashbangs going in, he's not long for this world.
Oh, my goodness. This Furia team just has no answer for Nip. This team that we saw here had spawned in on Bank. I don't know if we're already in Fortress at this point in time. Pino swings onto Herds. Down he goes, and it's a trade, but it favors Nip.
Stronger tendency for Furia, especially in round 3.
Finally going off. That Boxera lying prone. Oh my, you gotta get up! How on earth does Boxera walk away alive? Volps on the board as well. And Nip outnumbered 2-1. Furia just need to ride out these final 15 seconds or pick up Hates and Basetto, the last 2 standing from Nip. That's Hates jumped out on and Herds.
To the strengths we had in the previous round, bringing in a Mira alongside the Castle and the Azami. I mean, oh, okay, wow, that's just brutal for Loira. The moment he tries to take some kind of initiative, slapped down by Pino in brutal fashion. The broader structure is still solid. Not having the Kibas will suck, but you still have mirror windows and castle barricades. But down a body, that's what you have to worry about. Volps with some effective fight back, though Fancy spots one very quickly around the corner. But as they win that trade, Furia are back in the exact position that they've won the 2 rounds they've won so far, all in arm's length of each other.
It's been a while since that gun's been good enough to get run. We saw a whole lot of it at SI. Its pick rate started to tick up around the time of the Munich major. Pino will reduce this to a 3v3, so more winnable than Nip just mere seconds ago, but there goes Basetto. Wizard and Pino need to get through the doors to the bomb site. That seems quite easy, but just like running a football, 100 yards. It's not necessarily as easy as it looks. It's about the defenders. And Furia, their defense mighty good on that round. They regain the...
Kind of like the long angle play you get with some ACOGs on the defense. I think the bigger issue is just like DMRs plus ACOG on the defense can be a bit problematic, but who knows? Either way, fancy...
Like the centrist you are, of course.
Yes, of course. Because I always... You know my favorite position? Defense. Love defense. Speaking of fences, Furia are knocking it out of the park in round 6. I mean, flawless round, it seems like we'll have to end this half as there's literally zero fight from NIP at...
Will happen. Very last round, what do we see? An extension upstairs with all the traps.
Very much so. Now we'll see the game.
Chasing away from the position that they were on and will now swing over towards that what used to be known as the cannon side. Herds getting beat by Wizard. You best know Herds is going to be mad about that one.
I have to imagine he would be, especially as NIP retained their advantage. Loira also quite furious as he wants to hit that barbed wire to run up the stairs, and when he hits it, a shotgun comes hunting down from behind. Somehow gets away. Diaz has 3 kills. I have no idea how this has occurred. Basetto gets the next one, and I will say Loira and Volps entirely separate. That's why you see Loira rotating around to join the Monty, who has been basically locked in a duel with this Clash for the entire round up until this point. Oh, and is about to get pinched from behind, I think. That is... Well, that's just unfortunate to say the least. Good trade by Loira, though, as we're now in a weird 1v1.
Very, very bizarre. And I mean, Furia has gone back and forth, I'm sure, through this round. It's a nice spot for them to plant on. The Clash will have no choice but to get really present here, and you gotta go quickly. Oh my goodness, could you imagine if Loira had bottled that one? Got a read on Basetto. He's hoping that somebody on the side of Nip will reveal themselves, but for the time being, nothing yet.
Right.
Loira able to do what Herds could not, and out will go the nade to move the Clash from this position. Loira finds one, out comes the sidearm, turns around expecting a flank, but there's nobody there. A great opening gambit for Furia in the first minute.
I just really love Loira's read there. The barbed wire is way too far away to give any effective sound cue, and the L is so focused on protecting the Clash and just contesting the players in Museum that it goes very differently than it was with Herds, because there was nothing distracting that Clash, and what a shot by Bach. What the hell?
How is he gonna trouble? What? I need...
This 1v2, I will start caring. I am literally stunned by how that even happened. This should end, by the way, for NIP. I mean, you got the shotgun around the corner. You have the Clash chasing Diaz. I mean, in no plan does this work, and there we go. So, how... Right here, they're a lot closer to central stairs than Loira was, but he will make his way up as sound goes out. I'm not quite sure that anybody knows. Loira with the first, though, as the next kill, creeps up from behind.
Volps wants that one back. Diaz has his hand, and there's 10 kills for Diaz on that support role. Not too bad. Make that 11 as he removes Hates from the equation, following up on his Selmas. They're going to continue to tear through them. Wizard in a winnable position, but will need to overcome the 2 remaining players. Does he have a read on this? Does he know which door it is? Here's the F2 going through. He's still got the Kiba barrier for protection. Wizard can easily win this. He just needs to pick his fights very carefully. He doesn't. Herds with the kill, and it's series point.
Has the barrier to protect him, so not completely punished for that. We'll just trigger it, then immediately back off. But seems like they might... Oh, Basetto! Not letting Furia take anything for granted. Arguably stays much longer than he otherwise should have, but continues to just play in that position fancy. Surely not. I mean, what is happening right now?
Boxair is not having a great run of playing shields on this map today. Let's put it that way. Sad that for their follow-up, Volps will die in a very similar fashion. Excellent crossfire by Nip, and I really do like how active this defense is from them. It's knocked Furia off of their stride, and Nip really hasn't given up all that much in the process. Hates is having a terrible day, by the way. 2 and 10 so far here on Fortress. Fantasy gunning down Herds, immediately traded out. Furia is such a sticky team, and it will leave their 2 best players in this map as the final 2 to stand against Nip. With the matchup on the line for the championship, Loira and Diaz looking to be the best team in Brazil with the rest of Furia. All they got to do is put away Wizard and Basetto in the next 90 seconds.
I was going to say, with these Razor Blooms remaining, there is a bit of late round information he could gather. Oh, the Z ping around the corner, too. It's got to be all on DS.
He's been here before. Got a read on Ella. So for Basetto, almost gets his head. Just needs to shoot out the camera. He can't really do too much until he handles that. Basetto repositioning. Diaz could do it again. A very similar position for Furia. Diaz has been a miracle worker. Miracles don't even always happen once. Could it happen twice? He's walked his way close to the bomb site. Angle being held still by this Thorn. A reposition from Wizard. 15 seconds left. Diaz going for the kill. He fails. Wizard coming out ahead. Almost 2 for 2 for Furia. 7-5 or something along those lines. Not really the case so far with this bout. The scoreline has been pretty much bang on. And Nip will continue this full court press as defenders. They gun down Herds. Herds is having a rough game. Just match. First logic bomb has gone off. Still waiting for the other one to finish generating. And it'll be a jiggle peek here from the Mira of Fantasy. And he wins it. Volps missed his mark. That is a tough one. Boxera will trade that one right back. Hates has been a bit of a target dummy so far in this matchup. Holding on to a numbers advantage in the final minute.
One, especially because NIP have been so confident against Furia. You feel the momentum slightly starting to change, but Furia keeping it competitive. They've lost the Dokkaebi in the process, but now as they've taken the advantage, Boxera's got 3 deathmark trackers, and Furia have a whole...
The run downstairs. You know that Basetto is the only one that you have to deal with. Or no, rather, that was Boxera downstairs. On the run, now closing in. Excuse me? Can Diaz clutch out? His vision on the final player of Basetto, obscured by the gas, thrown out just moments before, so Diaz will wrap around. 15 kills for Diaz. He came up empty-handed in his clutch just a couple rounds ago. How does he do this time? He has to wait out the shotgun. He sees him. Basetto does it. Nip does it again. 0 for 2 for Diaz here on...
Mine is well, but again, really nothing you can do. He can trigger it, then back up, and now he'll push forward. But again, there's no gun behind this Monty. He's quite separate from the rest of his team. He's got to be careful in this position, but as he ADSs, he domes them.
Rough go of it for Hates, and it will continue. Basetto trades out Loira. Fantasy again leveling up, but he gets paid for by that. Basetto down now 2. Furia with the numbers advantage. They've been here 3.
Close quarters weapons, but Furia have the utility. They've got the manpower. He is low HP. It doesn't take a lot to knock this house of cards over.
And there's the first domino. Only one remains. Wizard to clutch up. Can he work some kind of secret magic to keep his team in this? Or will Furia, the organization known being towards the top, pull this off? They managed to stop the plant. Can anybody recover in time? Herds goes for the kill. Quiet most of this match, but loud when it matters.
Right. This is a big shift. Of course, now... after that change, you had BDS, now shifters, that came in, big shoes to fill, a big gamble to get through. However, this is a similar one. Furia bringing in big players that have been all over the world at this point, from Brazil, brought them all together and put in a lot of work in the support staff and the players all between them to get to this, continue on in the upper bracket tear that they had. Our match summary, you'll see DS Lucas, again, MVP of the matchup. No two ways around it here. Put up all the numbers. This is someone that has been very much hyped, no matter what part of the world he's been in, really. But here, he's really finding his footing. He's putting it all also not just on the team, all meshing together, but also on the support staff of Furia for helping them get to this point.